Hey team, Jez here from the Human Health Professionals and Human Health Performance. What I'm going to show you is how to do a high plank. And nailing the high plank position is so important because there's so many movements that feed off this position. And if you can't get this position right, then there's no point doing any of the other cool exercises. Mountain climbers, push-ups, planks with a twist, it's endless. So let's go through the setup. Hands are going to be directly under the shoulders. If we don't have our hands directly under our shoulders, then, and generally what happens when people are tiring, they'll sink back and their shoulder will be behind their hand. And that just makes it a hell of a lot easier. And that's a really common mistake I see when people start doing things like mountain climbers. What else do we need to look at? The spine needs to be in a neutral position. The core needs to be drawn on tight. So draw that belly button into that spine or brace your core like you're gonna get punched in the guts. That's what I always think about because no one wants to be soft in the tummy and get hit in the guts. The other thing, glutes on, protect the lower back, quads on, so that we're one fixed bridge. Think of this plank as a bridge that cars have got to drive across. We don't want this bridge to be all flexible. We want it to be tight so that someone can't come along and push us over easily. Head's going to be in a neutral position, so pretty much looking straight ahead. Feet are going to be about hip width apart. Let's get a visual on it because it's not a very complex movement. And I think once you get a visual on it, and if you've got a mirror or a reflection anywhere, my TV cabinet here, I can actually use as a reflection to check my position. So first I'll get my hand position. I'll just start on my knees. Then I'm going to bring my feet back and have my shoulders directly over the top of my wrists, squeeze my glutes, draw my abs on, and look, I've got my, my TV cabinet to check my posture. That is how we hold a high plank, and then every movement in a high plank position, like shoulder taps, mountain climbers, push-ups, pretty much is from this position or very close to. So this is the basics that we've got to nail first. If you can hold this position easily for a minute, then you're probably in a pretty good place, but you should be able to hold this definitely upwards of 2 to 3 minutes. And that is how you do a high plank. Now remember, probably the biggest contraindication with this is having lower back issues. Now, it's not a contraindication if you're doing the exercise correctly. If the bum starts to sag, the glutes aren't switched on, that's when we then start to load that back, and that back, especially that lumbar back, goes into too much extension. So try and keep those hips up, glutes engaged, core on, and then you should be fine. Enjoy.